Hello, YouTube. I picked up my boots today. They're Viberg boots, obviously. I ordered these about 3 months ago or so. Viberg boots are made in Victoria. They're handmade, made to order kind of boots. Work boots is what they used to do, mostly for the logging industry. They do a lot of like fashionable boots, I guess, like non-work boots now, but they still do make work boots. And when I was looking on YouTube, I only saw one other video about Viberg work boots. They were a different boot, and when you're trying to decide what kind of boots to go for, and you're going to be spending a lot of money, maybe, definitely if you're going to get Vibergs or something like that. For me anyways, I like to kind of have a look at, how they're made and whatever else beforehand. So hopefully this video helps someone out and they can get some idea of what the boots are like beforehand and figure out if they're the right kind of boot for them. So anyways, I picked these up today. Like I said, I don't think they keep a lot of stock. So you kind of, for the most part, I think you have to order ahead of time. And like I said, at the time I ordered, this is now 2020, early January. The time I ordered was October, so they were kind of ready in 3-4 months down the road kind of thing. So these are the boots. These are kind of like low top boots, I guess you'd say. They're called Foreman boots. I think they're the same lowers and sole and everything as the Contractor 151 boots. So these are like a lug sole. You can see they have a big kind of step in them. So they're made with tons of leather. I'm not a boot expert. I don't know all about boots. There's a ton of leather in them. These are super, super heavy boots, like weight-wise. Like if you look at the way they're put together, it's a pretty old-fashioned way of building boots. Those are, I don't know if those are brass or copper. I guess they're probably brass nails. And then it's, like stitched all the way around kind of thing. So these are steel-toed. These particular ones, you can get them all with or without steel toes. I need steel toes for work, so that's what I've got. The shank on them, I want to say they actually are hardwood. I know they don't use steel shanks. They either use a bunch of leather or hardwood instead, and they can get away with the puncture resistant tests for that. They come with this lace protector tongue. I can't remember what it's called. I think they all come with one of those, so you can use it or not. The tongue goes all the way down kind of thing, so you're not going to get anything through here, like saw chips or anything like that inside. Like I said, these are the low ones. I think they're 6 inches, they call them. Most of the boots they make are, I think, 9 or 10 inch tops. So these are kind of low ones. You got your size stamped on the side and who made it and where and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video so you guys have some idea of what they actually look like. You can go on their website and you can read the description of what materials are used and that kind of stuff. But if you're like me and you're not a footwear expert, you're not a boot expert, then sometimes just seeing it, how it's actually put together, what it looks like in person can give you a better idea. So there you go. These ones are steel-toed, like I said. Most of the boots they make, I think, are not steel-toed, but that's what I needed. So, yeah, when you go with a company like this, I know there are still others around. There used to be more, but there's still a couple of companies, particularly in the States and the Northwest. I think Viberg's the only one left, really, certainly on Vancouver Island, that still makes boots this way. When you go with boots like this, the reason why they're made sort of on demand partly is obviously the cost. There's a lot of cost in materials that goes into these, but also they actually fit your feet for length and width and all that sort of thing. And based on that, they'll make your boots. So generally what happens is you'll go down there to Victoria and they'll size your feet up. And if by chance they have something in stock, sometimes the more popular models, they'll have something for you. If not, like I said, you're usually a couple, 2-3 months out before you can get your hands on them. That's how busy they are, I guess. So yeah, they came with leather laces, which are nice. I've got a pair of really old high top Viberg boots that are similar to this. Like they're so old that like these pieces of brass, the lace over time has actually worn them just about through. I dropped them off when I picked these up to get resoled. So resoling is like at this time it's around $160 if you want to get a new sole put on the bottom. The other ones are worn out. So the leather is good, and it's, as long as you take care of it, you oil it and stuff, it's going to last. I mean, it just depends, I guess, on use and how well you take care of it. But, they can last decades if, depending on use, like I said, where you're wearing them. And, if you clean and oil them, then they can really last. The soles obviously wear out like any boot. And like I said, you can get them rebuilt. I think you can also get the lowers, which I think is like the lower part of the leather rebuilt, or the uppers too, if you cut them or whatever like that. But these boots, Viberg boots, are, the way they're constructed, they're designed to be serviced, for lack of a better word. So you can replace, like I said, resole them or whatever. You can replace components of the boot. They are really expensive, but if you look at it that way, in terms of serviceability and the life that you'd hope to get out of these, then they probably make sense for some people. Like you don't have to spend this much on boots for sure. I don't. Probably no one does. But I guess, depending on what kind of person you are, and what your values sort of are, you could buy a new pair of boots every year or every 2 years, and if you want to do that, that's totally fine. And or you could go with something that's kind of like a different level in terms of price and quality and serviceability and stuff like that, and hopefully get more use out of it. The old ones that I have, I actually bought used. They're really old. I was talking to a lady in the store, and they're still around and they're still totally serviceable. So anyways, I hope this gives you some idea of how these are put together. If you look at the heel, it looks like there's rubber on the bottom, and then that shiny glossy section is actually leather. Believe it or not, there's a bunch of layers of leather in there, and then there's kind of like a harder rubber type material. I'm not sure what that is on top. Like I said, I believe they put hardwood in the shank of these to protect against puncture. There's all kinds of pretty heavy duty stitching and stuff like that. So no question, they're super high quality boots. They're made to fit and all that kind of stuff. Do I recommend them? I guess so. Like I said, it kind of more depends on what you want to get out of a pair of boots, how long you want them to last, and what you're willing to sort of invest up front.